When news broke that Diane Keaton had passed away, Hollywood fell into a deep silence, mourning not just a legend but a woman who redefined what it meant to be real in an industry built on illusion. Known for her effortless grace, her eccentric charm, and her iconic roles in films like Annie Hall, Something's Gotta Give, and The Godfather, Diane Keaton lived her life on her own terms, bold, unapologetic, and beautifully unpredictable. But what truly shocked everyone was not just the loss of an icon, but the revelation that she left behind a massive fortune, one that brought her family to tears, not because of greed or surprise, but because of what it represented. At the time of her passing, Diane's net worth was estimated to be over $120 million, but those who knew her best say that money was never her priority. It was the meaning behind it that made her family cry. Every dollar, every property, every investment had been carefully chosen, not to build wealth, but to protect the people she loved the most. In her final will, Diane reportedly wrote a message that left her children, Dexter and Duke, speechless. "This isn't my fortune. It's our family story." Her estate included her breathtaking home in Beverly Hills, her collection of vintage art, and royalties from decades of timeless performances. But what moved everyone the most was the way she had arranged it all, with thought, humor, and love. Rather than simply leaving money, she left letters. Handwritten notes addressed to her children, her closest friends, and even her longtime fans. In one letter, she wrote, "Don't cry for what's gone. Smile for what we shared." Those who read them said they captured the essence of Diane perfectly, part philosopher, part comedian, part mother. Her daughter Dexter shared that Diane's final days were full of laughter and reflection. "Mom wasn't afraid," she said in tears. "She told me, if this is the end, I want to go out wearing my favorite hat." And she did, her signature wide-brimmed hat, the same kind she wore on red carpets and movie sets, became a symbol of her legacy. But her will contained one last twist. Diane had secretly donated a large portion of her estate to causes she had supported her whole life: animal welfare, women's rights, and programs for young filmmakers. One close friend said, "That was Diane, giving until her last breath." Her generosity turned her wealth into something deeper, a message about purpose and legacy. The world had always admired her for her independence, for never marrying, for living life on her own terms, and even in death, she remained true to herself. The media called her fortune staggering, but her family simply called it Diane's love. Her home, now quiet, still carries her presence. The photos on the walls, the books stacked unevenly on the table, the smell of old film reels and coffee, every corner whispering her humor and warmth. Friends like Goldie Hawn and Meryl Streep shared emotional tributes, saying that Diane didn't just change cinema, she changed the way women saw themselves. "She gave us permission to be weird, to be loud, to be ourselves," Meryl said at the memorial. The moment her children received her final letter, they reportedly broke down in tears. In it, Diane wrote, "My greatest achievement isn't my movies, it's you too. Be brave, be kind, and never stop laughing." Those words spread online, touching millions who felt like they, too, had lost a friend. Even in death, Diane Keaton managed to leave behind something greater than fame or fortune, a reminder that love, laughter, and legacy are the true measures of a life well lived. Her family's tears weren't of sadness alone, but of gratitude for a mother, a legend, and a woman who proved that even in her final goodbye, she could make the world smile one last time.